Hi everyone, I'm here with Shari on this magnificent day thinking about our dreams. I don't know. I think everyone has dreams, different times in their lives. And I've been thinking about my dreams a lot lately. How about you?
I think about my dreams all the time. I've always had dreams since I was really young, like really big dreams, in case you don't know. And I think the new year is really a good time to get clear on those and to put them out there.
Right. I feel like we have to talk about our dreams with each other, friends, family, to get some sort of clarity, helps us stay focused. And then the big question always is, how do you achieve those dreams? And that's where I tend to get stuck.
In the actual achieving of them,
Yes.
I think I think that's often a mindset thing because so many people have these big dreams or any kind of dream and then they talk themselves out of it in a way that it's either too hard or it's not practical or I'll never be able to do it. So I used to be that way. And then I started realizing that I was the only one really standing in my own way of achieving them.
And that makes perfect sense because they're your dreams. And of course, if you had some tips, it might make it easier for you. I've been dreaming like you, big dreams for years. One of my big dreams was this year of joy with Andrew. And once I said it out loud, that was when it started taking shape.
I'm really big into saying it out loud too. We're very similar in that way. I'm such a person that loves to shout out my dreams because there's this sense of accountability with that. Number one, because then once you say it, it's like I always feel like it's out there, and I'm someone that likes to stick with my word. So I think that's a really good tip in going after your dreams or achieving your dreams is just speaking it aloud.
Yeah, it's almost like making intentions. When you think about the dream and you say it out loud and you talk to others about it, I feel like then you start creating this plan. And, dreams are really become goals once you put them on paper
Yeah,
and then you look to achieve them.
yeah.
And I think that's how we as human beings move forward with those big dreams or little dreams, all kinds of dreams.
All dreams. It's all dreams. And for sure, like I think this idea of putting it out there, that's the dream part, but then it's like what action steps do you have to take to then achieve it? Because then otherwise it's just
A
something you
dream.
talk about, a dream, right?
Right. So, Sherry, what are some of the things you do?
So as far as going after my dreams, number one, as we just said, I say them aloud. And then I'm a big believer, a big proponent in really envisioning them. So that has always helped me so much in my life is starting to imagine what does it look like with my dreams fulfilled? Like,
So where's the end look like?
well, yeah, because I feel like when I see that end, that I'm able to almost work backwards from that. But there's also this energetic thing that's, I start to imagine what am I wearing like when I wake up in the morning? What is if I'm living my dream life and I've accomplished that thing that I want? What am I wearing? Who am I talking to? What does my everyday look like? And for me, that makes me feel like I'm living it. And so then I'm more apropos to start taking the steps
I
to
love
achieve it.
that. Do you do a vision board?
I don't. I used to. I have.
Oh,
But it's kind of the same thing because for me, it's speaking it aloud. So I often have, I'm just going to say this, I do imaginary conversations in my car.
I love it.
When I go hiking in the mornings, because one of my dreams, as you know, is to have a really successful show and a career in entertainment. And so in my morning drives, I call my agent, I call my assistant. We have conversations about the things that are happening in my life. And that's kind of like a vision board for me.
Oh, I love that. Oh my
People
gosh,
would
I
think
love
that
that.
I'm a little crazy, but so many of the conversations that I've actually had have now come true. I was used to say on my drive, I'd be like, oh, I'm heading to the studio today or I'm shooting today. And about a month or so ago, I found myself saying that to someone, and I was like, "Oh, that's what I have been
I'm
saying. Oh,
really
they're really doing it.
I'm
Yeah,
really
yeah,
doing it.
yeah,
So that's when your dreams start coming true.
yeah." So it's for me, it's about visioning. What about what's a step that you do?
Um, I'm that person that likes to live by a spreadsheet. Sorry.
No, you're talking to those people that love
Oh my
spreadsheets.
gosh.
Yeah.
So I like to put everything down in a computer, on writing, if you would use that as a phrase. I like to write down what my dreams are. I like to write down what my steps are to get there. Like you, I dream and think about what that looks like and how that's going to impact my day-to-day life, and or what's going to happen in my life because of this dream. And as I get towards achieving it, and I'm very positive about I'm going to get there. I might have to make revisions along the way. The timeline might change a little bit. Maybe the end goal looks a little different than it did when I started, but I'm determined that I'm going to get there. And one of my big hacks for me is I have to tell somebody that I'm close with, usually a family member or a friend, who I know will support and ask the right questions so that I stay in the right frame of mind to get there. I like to talk about that dream so that I can hold myself accountable, but they can help hold me accountable. And of course, I have this one or two friends that I do this with regularly. They do the same with me. So it's sort of reciprocal. This is my dream and this is how I think it's going to go. I need you to poke holes in it, if you will, and tell me what I'm missing or what I should be thinking about. And I think those are the kinds of things that really help me to get there.
Yeah. Well, I think what you said is so powerful because it's really helpful to actually have the spreadsheet. It doesn't, for some, but it's like for me, it's journaling. I also write it and list it out because then you're able to take those small action steps to get there. And then you have the people that show up that are able to support you
Right.
along the way. I love that because it's like, it feels fully fleshed out with all areas. And I think what I hear and what I do for me is like it's just clarity
Right.
around. Yeah.
And I think clarity is vitally important. And with that goes some sort of simplicity. So if it's too complex, chances are I'm going to find reasons to sort of push it away. If it's too complicated in that way, I mean, I haven't broken it out in small enough steps
That's big.
so that it becomes overwhelming to me, and then I cannot wrap my head around it, and I can't sort of move forward. So I think probably having clarity, like you said, is so important, and then having it be in a simple format that has small steps. The other thing that's so important for me, I have to celebrate every win.
I was gonna say that we both agree on that celebration of every step.
Every step, every
But we're
little
also
thing.
like celebrating everything in life anyway.
Yes. Well, hey, that's how you build your joy muscle.
Right.
And everyone listening knows I'm all about building that joy muscle.
Yes.
I think we have to celebrate the little wins, the bigger wins, the collective wins. I think there's a celebration of one thing at a time, and then oh my gosh, we did 8 things
Yeah.
on our list. That's a cause for celebration and a discussion. Let me tell some people what I've accomplished. I
Yeah.
mean, we all want to feel accomplished. It brings us validity for our own selves.
And it's an extra push of motivation when
Yes.
you actually acknowledge, because so many of us are like running and trying to accomplish, and then you get to that step, you've done it, and then you're moving on, but you don't stop to acknowledge and recognize yourself for that. And that really plays into, again, the mindset. I think if you show yourself appreciation and celebration, then you're
Yes.
more apropos to then do it again
Yes.
and continue.
Absolutely. It's a big motivator, and keeps you moving forward.
Yeah.
And when you think about the new year and you think about intentions, or some people do resolutions, I think it's all about how do we keep them going. It's easy to say one thing, write one thing, 2 things, 4 things, but how do you keep that momentum going?
Yeah.
And usually it's one little thing that gets you sort of hooked to keep it moving forward. And I'm a big believer that you kind of make your own energy
Yes,
and
for
you keep
sure.
that energy going. Yeah,
Yeah. And I think for the last, because we could go on and on about so many
of course.
steps, but I was going to say also being able to see, look back at your past and the things that you have accomplished for an extra sense of confidence. Because sometimes these dreams can seem overwhelming and will I ever get there? But then when you look back and you see in hindsight all the things that you have achieved over your life, then you're able to know, you know what, I can do this one too.
It's a great way to end this whole segment, Shari. That we should have confidence. We've accomplished many things in our lives, regardless how old we are, regardless what our big dreams are, and what we're looking for 2024. But if you think about all the things that you have accomplished over your lifetime, I think you'll be amazed at all the wonderful things that can happen when you dream big.
Keep dreaming.
Thank you.